All right. Thank you everyone for joining tonight. And we are here to talk about closing the cookie season. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Somebody please give me a thumbs up or tell me for sure that you guys can see my screen and that we are good to go. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for saying that you can see it. So we are going to do the Cookie Cafe about closing your sale tonight. And first of all, thank you for everything that you all as volunteers have done this cookie season. We are very aware that it has been a trying season, but we appreciate everything you've done for the girls. And on here, you will see our upcoming important dates for the remainder of the season. Girl delivery ends on April 28th so that you have time to continue and parents have time to approve those orders, and you will have a chance to come to the cupboard and get those cookies. But it is important at this time to let parents know they may need to check with you to verify if you have cookies or not, because we are getting into the time of the season where troops may be starting to wind down and may not have as much inventory on hand. Last day that cupboards will be open, this says Saturday, April 30th. It may actually be April 29th. I've heard rumor that Saturdays may go away, not 100% sure, but we will definitely communicate that. Direct sale season, including DOC shipped orders, ends May 1st. So all cookie sales end May 1st. Unpaid parent forms are due May 2nd. If you have any thought or doubt that you are going to receive payment, it is always better to submit that unpaid parent form. Better to have that submitted and then contact us and say, nope, never mind, they paid, we're good, we don't need you to do anything. Sometimes it is more difficult for us to accept those after the due date. And all troop rewards should be selected by 11:59 p.m. on May 2nd. And the final ACH sweep is Monday, May 16th. If you have any questions regarding any of these dates, please feel free to reach out to productsales@gsscm.org, as we are here to help you get through the rest of this season. Now we're going to talk about inventory and assigning credit to girls. So here is an eBuddy screenshot, and you can find this inventory in the Girl Orders tab of eBuddy. And your inventory is located in the difference row at the bottom of the page. And so, for example, on this particular troop, they have 32 packages of lemons and 21 packages of tags, as well as 1 package of s'mores. So they have 54 packages. That inventory, you always want those numbers to stay as a negative. You never want those numbers in that difference row to be positive. If that number is a positive number, you have over allocated cookies, and that could be done for a variety of reasons. Some of the suggestions we have to try and fix that is to check booth sales and make sure that the cookies that were actually sold are allocated appropriately. Make sure that you didn't mix up a variety when you put it into eBuddy, because I know I personally in the past made that mistake. Those little boxes at the bottom, it's very easy to think that you're lined up with a variety and you might be off by one. So if you've got varieties that are off, double check that. Also go through your receipts and make sure that where you are assigning cookies to each Girl Scout, that matches, as well as what we said for your booths. Make sure that that all matches. Another thing that happens sometimes is people think that a transaction is not there and it ends up entered multiple times.
Saturday.
If you could mute, please, that would be great. I'll take questions towards the end. Thank you. Girl totals and troop order totals should match. So when you're looking at, I'm going to go back a slide. When you're looking here at your girl totals and your troop order totals, once you have allocated all of the cookies, those two numbers should match. The girl totals should never be higher than the total orders. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we went through that. Okay, digital cookie and eBuddy. Direct ship troop link. You will want to, if you collected orders through your direct ship troop link, you're going to want to assign those to the girls in the troop. And you'll do this similar to the way that you would a booth or additional orders to the girls. That troop will need to be zeroed out because then no one's getting credit for those sales if you leave that under the troop. And for this example, it's troop 71731. No one would get credit for those 22 packages. Therefore, you want to go in and add a transaction under the direct ship troop link with the negative number of packages that were sold. So for this particular example, you would add a transaction and do a -1 lemon up, -8 trefoils, -12 Samoas, and a -1 toffee for your total of 22. That will make this 0. And then you divide that among the girls or however the girls in the troop decided for those to be assigned. Girl delivered orders after the initial submission. Girl delivered orders after the initial order submission. Verify that all additional cookies have been assigned in eBuddy. The money is the only thing that automatically comes over after the initial order was submitted. So I'll show you that on the next slide. So here it is. You'll have an order where it says the DLVR and the order number, and you'll see it with the negative money, and you will need to assign those cookies. And for this particular example, the person must have given them the 4 packages for the girl delivered plus another package. So that's why it's off on the price, but that's okay. As long as you know that those cookies have all been assigned, and that is for cookies that were some digital cookie girl delivered orders that were approved after the initial order was submitted that you have to do this for. Digital cookie, again, girl delivery ends on April 28th and cookie sales end on May 1st. If your troop happens to be one that is owed money via digital cookie, because that's the only way you did your cookie sales this year, we will be giving you the information for the date that those funds will be deposited shortly. I don't believe we have that date yet. Stephanie, if you have it, if you want to put it in the chat box. I know we were working on getting that date, but I don't believe we have that at this point in time. So once you have assigned all of your cookies to all of the girls in your troop and you're sitting there where your difference column is 0, then we're going to move on to the reward selection portion. But before I do that, I kind of wonder if I should ask if anyone has any questions. You can feel free to put them in the chat box, or you can raise your hand and I will call on you that way as well. Give me 1 second here. Someone has their hand raised. See if I can find who that is. I see a hand raised, but I'm sorry, I can't see who. Oh, there it is. Elena, go ahead and unmute and ask your question if you would like.
Yes, thank you. So 2 things. When you were talking about assigning cookies to girls, can there be any cookies that are not assigned to a girl that would just be a troop sale, or do they have to be assigned to a girl?
If you have cookies that are not assigned to a girl, no one's going to get credit for those cookies. There will be no rewards given to the troop itself. They are all divided up and given by, via the girl.
Is that okay?
I mean, it's okay if you want to, but like for girls to get recognition, you need to assign the cookies. So if they want to earn the cookie celebration or anything like that, the cookies have to be assigned to the girls to earn that. Otherwise, no one will earn any rewards.
Well, I mean, they're going to earn some rewards for cookies that were assigned to them, right? It would just be these few cookies that were not assigned that wouldn't add to their total. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess I just don't understand why you wouldn't assign them. I would personally, as a former troop leader, I would look at girls that need help getting boosted up to their goal and or potentially the next reward instead of just leaving them unassigned.
Okay, we just had some mistakes with our inventory, and those were ones that were not assigned, and I just, it was just kind of messy as to decide who they would go to, but I will look at that later.
Yeah, I would look at that, and you can still say that the girls are at the level that they're at for their sales, but
Mhm.
assign those. If you've got somebody that's 5 packages off from the next reward level and you've got 5 packages, it might be worthwhile to go ahead and assign those to that girl to bump her up.
Okay.
Yep.
My other question, you mentioned the direct troop. I don't know what that means. Is that the military donations?
Nope, that's if you did digital cookie, your troop, whatever your troop number is, and you set up digital cookie troop link and people ordered cookies through your troop link, you would have those showing like what's on the screen here under the troop number, and those would be your direct ship troop link. That's a
So that,
quote unquote fake girl for you to be able to collect sales for your troop.
okay, so that was like not purchased from an individual girl, that was just purchased from our troop.
Correct. If you set it up in digital cookie and shared that link, yes. Yep.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hey, Elizabeth, are you able to do a digital or like a run through on eBuddy with
I will at the end after we get through the PowerPoint. I was going to pull up eBuddy and show them what is it they're looking for.
Okay, because we have a lot of questions and confusions with that. So
okay, so maybe what we should do is just finish the PowerPoint and then I can go through eBuddy and show and answer questions. What do you think?
that sounds good.
Okay.
Can I ask my question if it's unrelated to eBuddy?
If it's,
Or do you want me
I'm
to
sorry,
wait,
Emily,
Elizabeth?
what was that?
Can I wait? Can I ask my question now since it's unrelated to eBuddy, or do you want me to hold it till the end?
You can go ahead and ask your question. What's up?
Okay. Well, I feel like I cut off the other person ahead of me though.
Oh, I'm sorry. The
Anum or
person
Anum?
before Emily.
Anum.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, so I have a question really quick. I know that there's been, thank you, by the way, for holding this Zoom tonight.
No problem.
Appreciate it. I just have a really quick question about eBuddy versus digital cookie. I know there's been some discrepancies in the numbers throughout the season. And I typically have been seeing a difference in my troop link versus in digital cookie versus what I'm seeing in eBuddy. I do see that they're caught up now. So if I'm going to be updating and closing my sale out at the, in the next couple of weeks, is the Girl Scout team, are they tightening things up so that things are not going to be different anymore? There's not going to be any discrepancies between digital cookie and eBuddy. And if there are discrepancies between the numbers with the orders, do I need to reach out to product sales, or is there a certain day that they think everything is going to be tightened up and we can go ahead and close out our sales?
That is a $1 million question. We have had lots of trouble with digital cookie this year. And unfortunately, that is a site run by GSUSA, so we have no control over that. But I do believe that any issues, and Marissa or Heather, correct me if I'm misspeaking here, but I do believe we got a notification that the issues that they were having should be resolved at this point. And so things should be good from here on out. Should being the key word, because we didn't think that we would have the issues with it going down earlier in the season either.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fair. I did notice that they are they're consistently the same now.
Okay.
Hopefully we don't have any problems going forward, but throughout the entire season, our numbers have been off. One last question: is this deck going to be available after the meeting?
Yes,
So if we needed to review it.
I am recording this event and it will be posted on GS Learn. And it should be there by the end of the week so that you guys could go back and review it at any point in time.
Okay, okay, great. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
Emily, did you want to ask your question now? Or are you going to wait?
Oh, here I am. Sorry, was still muted. Heather, answered it, but I want to make sure I understand. With the assigning the cookies to the girls, that they're responsible for paying for those cookies then? I mean, I don't understand how you can just assign cookies to a girl and then have her responsible for paying for them. Or do we like ask, would you mind if we, like, how can you make someone buy an extra box of cookies? You know what I
You
mean? Or am I
wouldn't be.
understanding it wrong?
You wouldn't be. eBuddy is not something, it's just for you to keep your records.
But if we
So-
have,
So
like
if you have your records that troop or that parent paid for all of their cookies, and now you're assigning cookies that either the troop has left over or the troop link had received orders, you would assign those cookies, but you would also mark them as paid.
but assign them to who? Just a girl?
Whichever girl needs them or however, and we can talk about that offline
Okay.
if you want
Yep,
to.
go
Emily.
ahead. It's
Yeah.
me again. Yep, go ahead.
That's
continue.
okay, no problem. Okay, so we'll move on to rewards now. So rewards will be selected via eBuddy. And rewards are due by 11:59 p.m. on May 2nd. To do this, you're going to click on your rewards tab, and then you're going to go to the final rewards order, and you're going to select the fill out section of that. When you do that, it's going to bring you to a screen that will list all of the girls, and you have the ability to then choose each girl, and it will tell you how many rewards each girl has earned. You're going to select on a girl, and it will pop up another screen, and in there, you will make your selection for what the girl has chosen to receive. And once you've made her selection, so for this example, this girl is a senior Girl Scout. So she has the option to opt out of all of the rewards from 75 through 500 and get a 3D pin in lieu of the other rewards. If she chooses that, instead of selecting all of the other boxes, you would select the trade all 3D pin if you have an older girl. If you have a younger girl, that option should not even be available for you, and you would just select the appropriate rewards for the girl. Once you've selected everything, you click on the Submit Girl Order button. You do this for each girl in the troop, and once you've done that, then you're going to select the troop level rewards. And this level, these rewards, and this is one I really want to focus on, the PGA 300. So any troop that has a per girl average of 300 or more selling will earn a GSSEM Top Troop Fun Day, and we have the 3 zoos to select from. I do have the date listed later in one of our future slides. You're going to select a 1 under the PGA 300 and a 1 under whichever zoo it is you're going to. We then will pull a report to verify and determine how many tickets the troop has earned based off of the girl selling and the ratios for the adult tickets. Volunteer patches, you can select no more than 2. And booth sale patches are for girls who have worked 3 booths or more throughout the season. And that is at a troop leader's discretion of what 3 booths are. Once you've done that, then you will select Submit Rewards. And then just a little bit more, that's all it takes to submit your rewards, super easy. If you do make a mistake, you cannot go in and modify that without contacting product sales, but we would be able to make those changes up until 11:59 on May 2nd. So we do have some more information on our reward events. The first one is the 600 plus packages sold. Every Girl Scout who sells 600 plus packages is invited to attend our cookie celebration in Frankenmuth. And that is held on either July 15th or 16th. And the the Girl Scout and their chaperone will be able to choose which day they would like to attend. We are expecting over 2,000 attendees. And the registration, or I'm sorry, the invitation email will go out around May 9th, and it will go out to each parent of the Girl Scout earning the event. This is a individual girl event. For girls that sell, Girl Scouts that sell 750 packages or more, they earn the 2023 Girl Scout membership. These girls will be registered by May 10th. This should allow for registration time for the Kristen Bell and the Girl Scouts Paint Your World Purple event. If your troop opted out of rewards, they will not qualify for this reward. The 1,000+ packages sold. The Cookie Star Cruise on July 24th. There'll be 2 sessions for this. We are excited to say that we will be having this cruise. There will be one in the early afternoon and one in the evening. Again, the invitation will go out on or around May 9th to each parent of the Girl Scout earning the event, and will include the session times and all of the important information. Unfortunately, due to pandemic-related issues, the Wheelhouse Detroit option for the Cadet Senior Ambassador is not going to be able to be an option this year. So all 1,000+ sellers will need to select the cruise option. The only exception to that is if a troop opts out of rewards, they will not qualify for this reward. Our 2,500+ sellers, our Columbus, Ohio trip, super excited about this trip. June 26th through the 28th. Attendees are going to provide their own transportation and be given a gas card. They should plan to arrive in Columbus late afternoon on the 26th. Activities will include the afternoon, will conclude the afternoon of the 28th. The invitation again will go out on or around May 9th to each parent, and it will include all of the important information. Again, this is another reward that is if your troop opts out, the girls do not earn. And here is troops with a PGA selling of 300+ or more packages. We have the 3 zoos to choose from. Indian Creek Zoo is on June 11th, Detroit Zoo June 12th, and Saginaw Zoo June 18th. All troops will receive 2 adult tickets plus 1 additional ticket for every 4 girls selling over 8 girls. So for example, a troop of 12 girls will receive 3 adult tickets, such and so forth. An email will be sent out to the troop leaders by May 15th to confirm the zoo your troop selected with all the additional information about purchasing additional tickets and anything like that. Again, if your troop opts out of rewards, you will not qualify for this reward. And then this is just our reward card and everything we have on that. And then I will move on to our financial procedures. And then I will go into the session of sharing my screen with the eBuddy. Thank you, Wendy. Brain's not working apparently. And showing you walking through some steps there. So for this particular troop, their sales report is showing that their troop proceeds, well, their total troop sales is $12,348. Troop proceeds are $2,576.35. The amount that they have paid so far to council is $4,860, and they still owe $4,911.65. This report can be found in the sales report tab on eBuddy. And just a couple of points about the financial procedures. The final ACH is scheduled for May 16th. If you have questions or concerns about your ACH sweep, please email gsscmfinance@gsscm.org. Please keep in mind that the ACH sweep is happening on a Monday. That information goes over to the bank prior to Monday. It goes over on sometime on Friday. So if you're concerned about your ACH sweep, you need to really reach out to finance the week before that this sweep will happen. You should deposit and have all of your troop funds available by May 13th to avoid any overdraft charges. GSSEM will only sweep for what is owed to us, and the remaining amount is your troop proceeds. Again, if you have any parents that you're having trouble receiving payment from or any concerns, it's better to fill out the unpaid parent form and end up not needing it than to not fill it out and need it. So I would suggest filling that out. If there's any doubt that you would need it, you can always contact finance and let them know that you receive payment and you do not need them to do anything. And that is all I have on the PowerPoint presentation for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share for a second. And then I will get eBuddy pulled up so that I can help you guys with that portion. Now I will share my screen again. And then Heather, you said that they were having questions. What do you want me to show to help out?
Okay, the very first one would be removing troop cookies in the
Okay.
negative balance and then kind of assigning them to a girl.
Okay, so removing from the troop link, is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay, so to remove these cookies from the troop link, I'm gonna add a transaction. Oh, let me back up. Hang on. I'm gonna click on that girl because that troop 71731 is a girl. And then I'm gonna click add transaction. Before I do that, I have to remember what cookies are there. Okay, so we're gonna do a negative and we're just gonna put in here 0 out, -1, -8, -12, -1. And then I'm gonna leave it with the money there. And then that makes it a negative, and then that zeroes that girl out at the bottom. I'm not gonna save it because that troop needs that information there. So I'm not gonna save it, but you would, after you hit the okay, you would hit save and that would zero that out. And then you would go assign it to the girls like you have any of your other transactions. I'm not gonna save it because I don't wanna mess up this troop.
Also, another question was where to find the PGA, which also I explained about what Troop Link does if you leave the numbers in to your, what it does to your PGA.
Yes. Okay, so the sales report for finding the per girl average selling is here. It's under your sales report and you would want to find the per girl average selling. We do not go by the per girl average registered. Okay,
Also,
what else?
per girl selling is that Troop Link. So it's factoring in those 22. Once you remove the 22 packages, then it should be a higher PGA.
No, it's not. It doesn't factor into that because it's not a
They don't have
registered
to-
member.
Ah,
It doesn't factor in. Okay, what else? What else you guys want me to show you? Any other questions? I
There are
can-
two people that have their hands raised, Christy and Latia. I
Thank
don't
you,
know if you can
Emily.
say- You're welcome. I'm just jumping in like the teacher that I
Well,
am.
It's hard because I've got 3 screens going. It's hard to see all of it. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Oh, no
Christy, go
problem.
ahead.
So I saw when the girl has, I don't know, maybe like a positive and needs a negative. I'm a little bit confused because is the troop level rewards in eBuddy based off of us fixing the numbers? Because like I have the money in digital cookie, but then I see negative numbers in eBuddy. Do I have to put them in as positive numbers to zero them out?
Yes. So this number down here at the bottom where it's negative for the 4 of tags, that's what that troop has on hand. And we look at that as unsold packages. even though you've collected the money from
Okay.
Digital Cookie, if you sold those packages, if it was 400, we would consider those unsold packages because they're not assigned to any of the girls above. So you want to make sure you appropriately assign those cookies to the girls in eBuddy, because that's where the rewards and everything are based off of. Digital Cookie is just an ordering platform. It is not two-way communication from Digital Cookie to eBuddy on everything.
Okay, so all the negatives I put as positives, that'll fix the reward level that they're at, right? For the number of cookies sold. And then that's when the rewards get picked.
Yes, so once you assign the cookies, so we'll use M here for an example. M happens to have sold 947 packages according to eBuddy. If no more cookies are assigned to M, M will only get rewards for 947 packages. And I can show you that by clicking on the rewards tab. And when I click fill out, it will show you MW. See, it shows here boxes sold 947. So M would only get rewards for that. So if you don't assign the cookies in the girl orders tab to each of the girls, then their reward will only be based off of what's assigned in the girl orders tab.
So I have a bunch of negative numbers, but it's probably because they ordered on Digital Cookie after initial order, money sent, but I haven't like moved the assignment of the cookies.
Yes, so after the initial order, any Digital Cookie orders, the only thing that gets assigned to a girl is the cookie money. After the initial order, we don't assign the cookies because we don't know where the cookies are coming from. They could be coming from cookies that the girl has on hand if they ordered extra cookies, or it could be coming from the troop inventory. So in order to make sure that it gets assigned to the girl appropriately, we leave that to the troop leader to assign if necessary.
And they're assigned as positive. Are they assigned as positive to reverse the negative? Sorry.
I guess I'm not sure what negative you're talking about. Are you talking
Well,
about the negative
so-
down in the difference column, or are you talking about a payment that's showing as a negative?
I feel like it's both, but it might be because I'm new. So like I have negative under, like, I'm like probably not as many as you guys, but like negative 368 total at the very bottom, the one line below what I can see on your screen. And then when I go to individual daisies that I have, I show negative numbers, but like the money's there. It's like I just have to like move the cookies. Yeah,
So
the
Christy,
difference.
I think the best thing to be would be for you to send us an email at product sales so that we can look at your individual troop and assist you from there. If we need to have a Zoom one-on-one, or if we can just help you via email or maybe even a phone call, but without being able to see it, I don't want to give you the wrong information. But I do believe it's just that you need to assign it to the girls. But if you want to send us an email, we'll be happy to assist you in making sure that you get it assigned and taken care of correctly.
Normally when you assign though, is it positive or negative when you input it? Like,
When
am
you're
I
assigning
adding cookies?
If you're trying to assign cookies, it's a positive. You never
a
want to use a
positive,
negative
okay.
unless you're removing cookies from a girl.
Got it. Okay. Maybe I'll try it. In worst case, if it doesn't work tonight, I'll shoot you guys an email or product sales an email. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you can play in there, because if you put a transaction in and you mess something up, you can always delete that transaction by clicking on that line and hitting the delete key. It will delete whatever transaction you put in, so you can't mess it up.
Okay. Sorry. One last question. I know there's a million hands up. Do I as a volunteer pick the reward for the individual like scouts, or do I ask the parents what they want?
I would have that communication with the girls. If there's reward levels that they've gotten to, that there's options, the girls are the ones that need to be answering those questions.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, you're working with Daisy, so more than likely you're going to be asking the parents on behalf of the girl, but yeah, the girls should have input on that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Latia, were you next?
Yeah, you answered the majority of my question.
Okay.
Just really quick. For digital cookie, if a parent sends me an order, because I'm a troop leader and I have all of the stock on hand, we put in the order into eBuddy as a positive from
Yes.
digital cookie.
Yep.
Okay.
So for example, for this girl here, you see we've got the DLVR line with the
Yeah.
negative payment of 16. And then the very next transaction was put in for 118 for extras for 5 packages.
Okay.
So that was for the 4 packages of girl delivered plus 1 additional package.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Because I usually I think I do it like that. I just make sure the balance and the total equals out, and then they say like pay, I put the paid amount because it's still on girl delivery. Is that correct?
That's fine.
Okay. So the paid amount is how much ever the cookies cost because they're already paid for.
Well, no, you wouldn't want to put a paid amount because if you put a paid amount, you're making those cookies paid for twice.
Oh.
So if you look here, you've got the 16 that's negative and you've got the 20. That means that girl owes $4 for those 5 packages.
Oh, so how do we put, okay, well, I messed all of my girl delivery orders up there.
Okay. So
Okay,
if you-
I'll email someone, because I'm a first-time troop leader,
okay.
so I'm gonna have somebody sit down with me, because I have like 7 consistent girls selling off digital cookie, but I'm gonna have to,
Yeah,
it's
go
probably
ahead.
all checked up.
Go ahead and
Okay.
contact us at product sales and we can assist you and we can help you figure that out. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Jessica B.
Hi, I just had a quick question about moving the Troop Link cookies to the girls. I just wanted to confirm when you did that, you didn't do anything with the financial aspect of it, right? So it's still the credit for the money stayed with the Troop Link, and it's okay if like the individual girl balances don't match as long as the overall troop does then?
So what I would do as a former troop leader, I would leave that troop link showing a negative 90. If we're using this one for an example, when you remove those cookies, it's going to be a negative 90. When I go to assign the cookies to a girl, I'm going to assign the cookie. So for example, I don't want to do it because I don't want to save it. But if I were to remove the cookies from the troop link and assign those 22 packages to M, I would assign the 22 packages and mark them as paid 90 because M doesn't owe the $90 for that. That $90 has already been paid to the troop through the troop link. Does that answer your question?
I think so. So don't touch the 90 in the Troop Link, but go ahead and add, the payment when I'm entering the individual cookies under the girl.
Correct, because you don't want to mess
Okay.
with the girl's total of what she owes because she doesn't owe for those because the troop was already paid for them.
Okay, and then the whole troop's numbers will all balance out.
Correct.
The
Yep.
page should match the, okay, all right, perfect, thank you.
Just like when you're doing a booth, you assign the cookies to the girl and you assign the money for those cookies. You would want to do the same thing with the Troop Link cookies. Yep. Elena.
Sorry. Hi. Yes. So this is similar to kind of piggybacking on what somebody else was saying, but if we are assigning cookies, never mind, I guess I'm not phrasing this the way I want to, but is there a way for us to see what each girl currently has sold, like after the initial order on digital cookie, to make sure that we've assigned the right cookies to her?
There is, it's not easy.
Okay.
You have to pull a report in digital cookie, and honestly, I don't remember. This troop that I'm using as an example is my husband, and I don't remember his password off the top of my head. But if you log in on a computer to digital cookie,
Mm-hmm.
and you go to your dashboard
Mm-hmm.
as the troop leader, you should be able to pull a report that says all sales, and it should show you, and it will pull a spreadsheet that will show you all sales through Digital Cookie for all your girls in your troop.
And that is after initial orders.
It'll include initial order, it'll include everything, but it should specify if they're initial order or not for you on there. I do believe our report does. I'm not sure if your report as a troop leader does or not.
Okay, that also leads me to, I know I spoke to someone earlier about girls marking their cookies as delivered, and if they don't, it still shows, what is it? It still shows that they owe money. Is that what it is? Or it's negative?
It shouldn't make a difference at all for girls marking their orders delivered or not.
Okay, I thought that's what they had said, and if they marked them as delivered, it would show that the money was still, or if they didn't mark them, it would show that the money was still owed. That's not the case then?
I don't believe so. I don't believe the two systems communicate like that. Heather or
So-
Marissa, can you correct me?
Okay. I just want to make sure that, like, do I need to be looking at each individual girl and see if they owe money? Like if there was like if for some reason, I mean, I think if everyone has paid for what they have sold, but is there a way for me to see if they still owe money to us at the end of the sale?
I would, from your receipts that you wrote for all the cookies that you gave to each girl, and then for the payments, that should all balance out.
And where would we be seeing that balancing out?
On the receipts that you wrote for what you gave to people and the money that you collected from the troop parents.
Okay, I'm just wondering if any reports within eBuddy would show, like, or maybe I, type something in wrong and show that they didn't pay the correct amount of what they owe. Let's say they sold, 4 boxes of cookies and I forgot to put in that they paid for those in eBuddy. Is there a way for me to be just checking that for each girl?
eBuddy would only reflect what you enter into eBuddy.
Mm-hmm.
So if we use Nadia for an example here, Nadia shows that she owes $128 because there's been no payment logged.
Mm-hmm.
But if Nadia paid a troop leader and they didn't log a payment,
Mm-hmm.
then it's going to show that she owes $128.
Okay.
So you have
So I
to,
can,
the,
okay.
the eBuddy only goes by what you put into it. So that's why I was saying you
Okay.
would have to compare eBuddy with your receipts that you wrote for all of your cookies you gave out and all of your money you collected to make sure that it matches.
Okay. And in eBuddy, if there was some sort of error, it would show that they owe money when I look at each individual girl.
If you
Or it
logged
would
everything.
show a discrepancy. I want it to be 0 for each girl.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
If you've logged everything, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So, just real quick, how do you add a payment? It's super easy. You just click add payment and it pops up your box and you put in your payment and you click OK and save. Janest,
Okay. Thank you.
you're very welcome.
Hey, you just called Janessa?
I did call Janest.
Hey, how are you?
Good. What can we help you with?
I just have one question. I know that our cookie balance is still over 5,000. So do y'all have a date that y'all will be hitting troop accounts that's still currently over 5,000 before the final payment?
Stephanie, do you have an answer for that?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Hi. So we are monitoring on a weekly basis.
Okay.
We have not, let's see the date. I have not gotten an ACH spreadsheet for the 11th yet. I'm thinking maybe April 18th, but either of those dates, anything in between, send you out an email. And
Okay.
then we try to send that out about a week in advance. And
Okay.
then we have.
Oh, she went out.
What was that?
Your
cut
voice
out.
had went out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's saying my connection is unstable. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll also send out a text a few days in advance referring to the email that was sent out. Is that helpful?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much.
Perfect. You're welcome.
All right, Janess, was that all you had for us?
Yes, is my hand still up?
Nope, I lowered it.
Okay, yep, that's the only question. I only have one.
Perfect, thank you. Christina, did you have a question?
Yes, I have a couple. So let's say my daughter is in between, or one of the girls is in between one reward and the next, and we can't really use those a couple cookies from like a booth. Can I remove some cookies that she earned at a booth to give to another girl that was at that booth? Kind of like I do with the troop cookies, if like they're close to it.
I
Is
would
that a
say
thing?
talk with your troop leader and your girls and see if that's how they want to handle that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then the second one, let's say if they make the cruise and they're on vacation, last year you were able to get like a gift card for the Cedar Point. Is that still a thing or no?
Unfortunately, that was a thing because of COVID that we offered
Okay.
alternative rewards. And
Okay.
since we are not dealing with COVID like we were in the past, we are not offering any type of an alternative reward this year.
Okay. Okay, bummer. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Melissa?
Yes, can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm a first-time leader and I just recently got thrown into the cookie manager position. I've had 0 webinars. I've only read the pamphlet. So I have very general questions because I've really just been teaching myself because nothing has been done in our eBuddy this year that I found out. My general question is, do we have to have our bank account somewhere in eBuddy?
No. And Melissa, if you're new and you're trying to teach this to yourself, go ahead and
Yeah.
send us an email at product sales. One of us can reach out to you tomorrow if you're available and go over some of the basic things with you and help you and get you comfortable so that you're able to, finish out the season and do everything confidently.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
You are
this is
very
like
welcome.
my first webinar. And I've only been using the eBuddy app. Is everything the same?
It's a little bit different than the screen we've been sharing. So if you definitely want to reach out to us, we would be happy to, walk you through that. We can log on and walk you through that on the.
And you can maybe check out what I got going on right now because
Yeah.
I've been doing our booths and I, use the calculator and divide it between the girls. So I kind of like know to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm, trying to check our online orders and everything. But yeah, I just kind of got thrown into it and a little help.
Okay.
Would be
Yeah,
good.
we're here to help and we'll do what we can to make it better for you. Like I said, go ahead and reach out to us at product sales and we will reach out tomorrow and see when we can schedule a time.
That'd be great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Jillian.
Hi. So I just had a question. It was related to in Digital Cookie, when we're ready to close out our sale, you had said that we need to change each girl individually to inactive. But my question is, are there still going to be the possibility of shipped orders coming through, and is that going to affect anything since we'll have already closed our sale? Because my troop is done selling at this point. We decided we're not selling until the very end.
Okay, so what I would suggest is shut everything off for your girl delivered for each girl in Digital Cookie, and then wait till closer to the end to see if any girls have any shipped orders come through, and then you can select your rewards. But if you have everything assigned and everything good to go, then you'll just be waiting a little bit to pick those rewards because there's nothing for you to do in eBuddy if it is a shipped order.
Okay, so you would just suggest not doing the rewards yet?
Correct. I would hold off on doing the rewards, especially if you've got somebody that's somewhat close and you think they might have shipped orders come through. I would definitely hold off, because if you've already submitted the rewards, orders that come in after that may not count towards that.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Michelle.
Hi there. Okay, so I just wanted to just clear just a couple things that I had heard you clarify. So for the financial procedures for girl delivery, we do not enter the payment amount because it's already been paid. But then I heard someone mention something about when you're zeroing out the troop link, then we do add the payment on there. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, Michelle, you will do not, when you
Okay.
zero out the trip link, you'll leave the payment as negative there, but you'll add the payment when you put the cookies under the girl. So I
Okay.
think that you and I had talked that I would be able to help you if you had questions on doing that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so when you do it, you'll just do the negative transaction, leave that money as negative, because then it will eventually, once you assign the cookies to the girl and you do the payment, it will zero itself out.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. I just wanted to clarify because I'm like, I know those are two separate things.
Yeah.
So I did it. So for one, I put payment, for one, I do not. So I
Correct.
just wanted to clarify.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Is it Jen?
Like, I'm one of the Jens, maybe me.
It says Jen and Joe's iPhone.
Yep, that's me. Ha, that's hilarious. Yes, hi. Hey, I have a question about rewards. I'm gonna email tomorrow for sure because yeah, I've noticed I need extra help for sure. But my question is, when I go to rewards, like I'm using my daughter as an example, she's the only one that sold over 600 for our troop. But when you go to rewards and you go to like select them, every other thing, every like little thing has got the gray check mark. The 600 bar though is not the same as the others. And I'm just curious as to why.
Let me click on rewards and see if I can figure out what you're talking about.
Like if I don't do the fill out, if I just go to view it, it's checked. But then when I go to actually like select it, it's not. It's a different grayed out, but it's different. I asked before on like our group page, but it didn't. The answer was kind of like, oh, it just works, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't though.
So for example, on M here, we've got boxes sold 947 and I'm in the fill out and the 900 is grayed out. That means it's selected and there's no option for you to select it. You
Okay,
can't
so it's
opt
good
out
to
of it.
go.
Yep,
Oh, then
it's good to
perfect.
go.
Okay, cool. It just looked different. Do you know what I mean? How they're different grays. That's what I was confused about.
It's because it's not one that you can opt out of.
Okay, cool. And then next follow-up question is, if we email product sales tonight, can we do a talk tomorrow, like during the daytime? Is that the goal?
Possibly. It depends on our schedules.
All right, cool. Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. Any other questions? I think I got all the hands that were raised. Any other questions? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.